Hi, I'm Representative Paul Harris, speaking to you from the Capitol campus in Olympia. I want to thank all of you who listened to my first teletown hall the other day. I have received a lot of positive feedback. I was very pleased to have many constituents on the phone and was able to reach many of you to participate in this event. Keep in mind, Senator Benton and myself have a traditional town hall meeting coming up on Saturday, March the 16th at 6 p.m. at the Furstenberg Community Center. That is on 136th Avenue in Vancouver, Washington. I hope to see all of you there. You know, one of the major headlines coming out of Olympia since my last video is the House Democrats' 10 cents per gallon tax proposal to fund the transportation system. You know, I've had some serious concerns about this proposed transportation budget or package. We need to fix it first before we fund it. What that means is there are some reforms or fixes that the legislature can be doing before we start digging into the taxpayers' pockets once again. You know, if the legislature wants to ask the taxpayers for more money, let's honestly establish trust with them first. Let's have a transparent and be transparent on our transportation dollars. You know, there is something we struggle with in Southwest Washington, and that's, you know, the Columbia River crossing, which has lacked transparency and in the spending of its dollars. You know, right now, transportation projects are much more costly than they need to be. It is fair to say that many feel our transit system lacks public confidence. There are also many questions surrounding our ferries and whether or not we are getting the biggest bang for our buck. You know, we can make reforms to save money and win back the trust of our taxpayers. First, we need to streamline the shoreline permitting process. Shoreline permitting is a critical part of the environmental stewardship, but it can also result in expensive and unnecessary delays and end up doing nothing to protect the environment. You know, last year the legislature gave the go-ahead for the construction of the I-520 bridge, despite 5 pending appeals to the Shoreline Hearings Board Act. Had the legislature not intervened, the cost of the project delays could have been more than $165 million. Second, transportation projects should be exempt from the state sales tax. We should not have to pay sales taxes from the state's transportation budget right into the operating budget to fund government programs that have nothing to do with transportation. Giving employers stability and certainty is the best way to spur our economic growth, not using transportation sales tax dollars in the general fund. You know, third, we should suspend GMA requirements in the counties with significant and persistent unemployment. What does that have to do with the transportation costs? Well, many people in rural areas of our communities are commuting to work because the growth management laws have limited the buildable lands and prevented businesses from locating in our more rural areas. Not only would suspending the GMA in these areas improve the economic situation in our more economically distressed and challenged counties, but it would cut down on fuel expenses and transportation costs for those living in our more rural areas. Let's provide them more job opportunities closer to home. You know, finally, we need to make traffic congestion relief part of the state's transportation policy goals. What a novel thought. You know, the state recognizes economic vitality, preservation, safety, mobility, environment, and stewardships as goals, but not congestion relief. It is only common sense to have traffic congestion as part of the policy to ensure free-flowing traffic. These are just a few of the reforms. There are others, but the main point is if the voters are ever going to approve an additional revenues for transportation projects, they need to know that the legislature is doing everything it can to lower the cost of the projects and hold our transportation bureaucracy accountable and make it transparent. You know, please feel free to contact me in Olympia if you have any questions on these issues or anything else. I look forward to hearing from you. It is my honor to serve you in the 17th Legislative District. Thank you so much.